Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and welcome back to another American Truck Simulator video. This is episode number 2, I believe. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is. I have been somewhat busy cranking out some videos here lately. I am still on vacation. The wife and I are home from our trip to Estes Park, and we are just sort of, I am enjoying, obviously, the time that we have with of being away and not being at work just yet. So we're going to kind of give this guy here a little bit of a clearance. Well, actually, we're in a no collision zone, so we're going to go ahead and get out of his way, and he'll be out of our way and all that good stuff. And I realized that I'm actually, and I did not do this on purpose, so my apologies, folks, but I realized that we're hauling the exact same load that we had before. And now we're taking this from Carlsbad, California, basically where we left off in the previous episode, and we're taking this behemoth of a tractor. Looks like the case, sort of the case version that we have in Farm Sim 17. We're taking this up to Camp Verde over in Arizona. So looking forward to getting this job delivered and everything. So still nothing has really, let me turn my blinkers off, still nothing has changed. I'm still driving automatic. So again, I will just tell you that if that's going to cause you some heartburn, then my apologies. But you know, sort of, I don't want to necessarily say my YouTube channel, my rules, but you know, it is my time, and I do enjoy playing the game, and I enjoy bringing it to you. So for anyone that's out there that can continue to still enjoy it, then I hope you'll stick around and stay tuned and all that good stuff. So, and I'll just say, I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful day, and I hope you're having a wonderful summer. I hope that your summer isn't getting to a point to where it feels like it has just, you know, completely escaped you, that you realize that, you know, it's now almost mid-July, possibly it will be mid-July before you see this episode, and you're wondering, where the heck has my summer gone to? Hopefully it's not the case, but if you know, if it is, you just kind of, sometimes you got to just kind of stick your foot out there like you're on a bicycle and just kind of slow yourself down, just slow the pace down. If you're a young person, enjoy your summer. These things, you know, when you start to get older, like myself, I'll be 51 in October. I graduated from high school in 1985. There are a lot of times that I sort of reflect back and think back about how I would love to still basically have summers off and be able to do just about anything that I wanted to do, be able to sort of live and go about my own pace and hang out with my friends, and you know, not have too many cares in the world and all that kind of stuff. So definitely enjoy your summers, enjoy this time frame. And especially, I will say that if you are, you know, if you came out of, in May, if you came out of your 11th grade year, your junior year, you're going into your senior year this fall, you know, that is special times for you. Enjoy this summer, folks. Enjoy this summer. This is, and you won't realize this now, and it may be 10 years, it may be 15 years, but at some point you will remember these things that I am saying to you right now, and you will say, you know, that grizzly bear guy, he knew what he was talking about. You will, I guarantee you, you will reflect back and you will think about that summer, that last summer that you had as a teenager, as a high school student, as somebody that could more or less do whatever it is that you want to do when you want to do it, and that sort of thing. And you will reflect back, and it's completely different. College, your summer between college years is not the same. It's not the same. And I will even go so far as to say that your summer between your senior high school year in May and your freshman college year in the fall, that's special too. That's important, and certainly don't waste that time, appreciate that time and everything, but definitely, hang on to your summers, because these are going to be things that will be completely different when you get older in your life. And summers are still cool for us grown up folks and everything. Now my wife and I, we don't have any children, so we don't have that joy, or whatever, however you want to refer to that. But still, it's something that I hope you cherish. I hope you will appreciate, and I hope you will remember your summers, and remember that time, and remember, enjoy your summer vacations with your parents. If you're a young person, sometimes you guys don't want to be places. There was, and I know in the previous episodes of Farm Sim that I've done since I've been back from vacation, I know I've talked a lot about my vacation, and I do apologize. I really don't mean to rub it in how wonderful my vacation was, but it really was. It was. I feel so charged. I feel so energized that it's just been really cool to be back and everything. But there were a couple of young people that my wife and I saw while we were on vacation, and we sort of looked at each other and we're like, that person doesn't want to be here. That young man, that young boy doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be here with his parents. He doesn't want to be hiking on this trail. He doesn't want to be doing whatever it was that his parents were doing, and maybe his younger brothers and sisters and stuff like that, who had no care in the world. They were bouncing off the walls and having a great time and everything. But this teenage, it was one example was a teenage boy. The other one was two teenage girls, and they both had they're both hiking a trail in Rocky Mountain National Park. They both have their earbuds in. They've got their headphones plugged in, or their earbuds plugged into their iPhone or their iPod, or something or another, something or another, and they're not listening to the birds. They're not listening to the sound of the trail underneath your boots. They weren't listening to the roar of the rivers, or the streams, or the birds, or the bugling of the elks, or any of that stuff. They were just listening to whatever kids listen to today, which is completely different from what I listen to. I'm still stuck in the 1980s, but I digress. They didn't want to be there. And if you're a young person and if you're watching my channel, well, I appreciate that. I really do. But don't miss out on these opportunities, because when you do get older, when you do get into college, when you get done with college and you get into the real world, as we all referred to it back then, and still to this day now, when you get into that real world, it's different. It's completely different, and things, it's the summer and everything, but I still have to get up at the same time every morning and go to work, and it's just a grind. And I enjoy my job. I enjoy my job very much, and I know that I've shared that with you guys. I've talked about how much I enjoy my job. I really do enjoy that. I enjoy doing this for you all. I enjoy creating YouTube content. I enjoy interacting with you guys, whether it be in the comment section under the videos, or on the Three Dudes Gaming Network forums, or PCSG, or even, for those of you that have come and hung out with me on my Discord channel. I appreciate that. Boy, that guy is hauling tail. He's carrying the same thing we're carrying, but he's doing it a lot faster than we're doing it, but that's okay. Slow and steady wins the race. That's what I always say. Hopefully they won't be unwrapping us from a tree or from a guardrail or something down the road. But anyway, just hope you all are having a good summer and just having a good time, whatever it is that you're doing. Just hope that you're getting your batteries charged. Hopefully you're able to go on vacation, go somewhere fun, go someplace cool, if cool as in weather-wise cool, if you can escape the heat. I know some of you guys who live like in the south and such, you guys got to go so far to be able to escape the heat. But in any event, I hope you're enjoying your summer. That took about 11 minutes to tell that story, right? All right, so what is happening in the simulation gaming world with relation to truck sim, especially American truck sim? Well, I know, well, New Mexico must be just around the corner. It really must be just around the corner from being released. I don't know if SCS Software has actually uttered a date. They usually don't. They usually, stay pretty hush-hush on these things, and I can certainly understand why they do that, because, I've been sort of glued to the whole flight sim stuff as far as add-ons being released for version 4 of Prepared, and these developers sometimes throw dates out there, and it's got to slip. And of course, don't get me started on cattle and crops and all that stuff. But in any event, I hope New Mexico is not too far down the road, because that would certainly be nice to have the opportunity to stretch our legs just a little bit and be able to drive, say, I-10 from Southern California all the way across Arizona and across New Mexico. That would be cool. Of course, I'm looking forward to finding out what their next move might be, what their next direction that they choose to take the map. I think it's going to be, obviously, it's going to be a consecutive state, so it's going to either be Colorado or Utah. I think SCS will build that way. So obviously, if you look at the map now of the southwest portion of the U.S., you've got California, which is a ATS state already. You've got Nevada, and you've got Arizona. Well, if you tack Utah on, which sort of fits right there above, right there beside Nevada. And then, of course, you could fit Colorado in there, which would be right above New Mexico, where you've got a nice big chunk, nice big solid, everything together there. Of course, they could also go the route of go through Texas, or go to Texas, I suppose, which would give a nice long haul out I-10 from Southern California all the way across, Arizona again, New Mexico, and then across Texas, which that's going to be quite the haul. And obviously, I'm from Texas, and I've driven that I-10 route from deep southeast Texas near Beaumont all the way across to El Paso. I've done that before, and that's 800 and some change. And that takes you need to pack a lunch for that trip. That's going to take you some time to get across there. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I will tell you that when Farm Sim 17 came out, that sort of took my attention away from ATS and ETS2 and Flight Sim and pretty much anything else that I might have been spending time working on or playing. But I'm quite enjoying all of these genres of simulation-based games, and of course, I've told you all before that I do prefer simulation-based games over role-playing or first-person shooters or stuff like that. So. But for each their own. I mean, if you enjoy those games, then who am I to say anything about that? Doesn't bother me one bit. And we can go ahead and kick our speed on up here. Now, of course, I think in the real world, and I sort of alluded to this in the first episode that I did on ATS, I guess, when I hauled this exact same tractor. And my apologies, I will make sure that I try to change things up a little bit, because I like to have some variety as well. And so I'll try not to do that again, and I guess we need to go in for a wait. So hang on just a bit there. Sorry for the loud noises. Hopefully it's not too loud in your ears. I think I've got my audio and everything adjusted out for the new games, for the other games. I had some problems with some lag that was only occurring with P3D, Prepared Flight Sim, and I fixed that as well, so that should be good to go with the future episodes of Flight Sim stuff. But anyway, let's go ahead and get our weight here. All right, 98,000 pounds. We are heavy. So anyway, I will try to do a better job of making sure that the variety in things that we haul is different. This was 2 identical hauls back to back, 2 heavy hauls back to back, and I will make sure that I avoid that in the future, because that would kind of be like me plowing every single episode, or cutting trees every single episode, or planting every single episode on Farm Sim, and I try not to do that as well. So, but anyway, certainly hoping that you know, the SES is able to continue to roll out to states. You know, it has been, I guess if we think about this ATS came out in February of 2016. Is that correct? I believe so. So came out in February of 2016. We got, of course, that came out with Arizona and with California, and then, I'm sorry, with Nevada and California. Arizona came out as a free DLC a few months later. We haven't really had, it's been quite a while. Has it been a year since we've had a new state DLC? It's getting close to that, I would think. And so obviously New Mexico is going to be really cool. And of course, if we wanted to play with mods, we could always go with the coast to coast mod map, and that's pretty cool. And it has arguably, you know, I will admit that it's been some time since I've actually checked it out. But the last time I drove coast to coast, I drove out to New York and came back down through Colorado and checked out Denver and everything, and drove I-25 and I-70, and but it was still pretty much a cut and paste, as I've sort of talked about before, so I won't go back down that path, down that rat hole again. But in any event, it will be nice when SES gets everything done. And of course, to some critics, you know, they seem to think that it'll be, you know, like 2056 or something before all the states are done, and that was just a random year that I picked off the top of my head. But you know, I would hope, would wish that maybe something like Pro Mods, or even Pro Mods themselves, that actually Pro Mods would come out and start doing add-on areas for ATS, because obviously that would help get things expanded out. You know, I don't think it's completely unacceptable for SES as a, you know, obviously as a development company, application development company, to, you know, allow people to create some mods and everything. Obviously, they're very supportive of the modding community. But obviously, with regards to a game like this, very much like ETS2, you know, having access to people that can create some good quality add-on mods in the form of maps and scenery and everything is obviously pretty cool as well. And of course, it wouldn't necessarily come to the multiplayer server, to Truckers MP. But you know, we don't have to do everything on Truckers MP, and I know that the previous episode I was on Truckers MP, I was on the multiplayer server, and I'm back on there again tonight. I guess I do tend to prefer that, because it eliminates the whole AI stuff, and again, I realize that sort of eliminates, that cuts or takes some of the realism out, because we don't have to worry about little four-wheelers driving around and braking and pulling out and doing stupid stuff and everything like truckers do in the real world. But this is kind of an opportunity for me to just, you know, relax, enjoy my gaming experience, and also kind of chit chat with you guys sort of at the same time, and tease you all about my wonderful vacation. I guess, boy, I tell you what, I guess everyone out west, or I'm sorry, everyone out east is ordering these Case tractors, because that is the second one that has come literally flying past us. I am driving like granny here at 65 miles an hour, but I am using I can't think of the loads, but it's these have speed limit. These have speed control. It's not Truckers MP, but it's the other website. I can't think of it right now, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Where you get your jobs from. But let's see, we're under 100 miles now, and we're delivering to, let's see, where are we delivering to? We're delivering to, will that tell us if I go over here? We're doing Camp Verde Sunshine Crops. So in Camp Verde, Arizona. Never been there. I've been to Phoenix, I've been to Tucson, but don't think I've ever been to Camp Verde. I think is just sort of maybe, is it outside of Phoenix a ways? I don't know. Anyway, been to Phoenix, been to Tucson, been to Flagstaff, been to the Grand Canyon. I love the Grand Canyon. That's probably my second favorite or third favorite national park. I would have to say that maybe my first favorite national park is obviously the national park at my doorstep, Rocky Mountain National Park. That's pretty special to be able to get there. I can be there, in about an hour and a half on a good day, and so that's a pretty special thing. But I would have to say, after Rocky Mountain National Park, probably my second favorite national park is probably Yellowstone. And I say that I've only been there twice, and I would love to go back again. I would love to go back again with my wife, actually. She has never been to Yellowstone. She's been to the Grand Canyon. Before we met, she came over to the U.S. for a little while, and for a few weeks, and toured around the western part of the country. But that was before we met, and so we've often talked about getting up to Yellowstone. We would like to go there, see Old Faithful, and see different types of wildlife. See some grizzly bears. Obviously, we'd want to see them from a safe distance, but still, that would be kind of cool. I told in the previous Farm Sim video, I was talking about stumbling on the moose at Rocky Mountain National Park, and of course we were 100 yards and there was a lake separating us from the moose and where we were on the trail, and of course you'd want to have at least that much buffer, if not maybe a little bit more, unless you were inside your car or something, from a brown grizzly bear. But I digress again. 60 miles to go. So this video will be about 30, maybe 35 minutes or so, maybe a little bit shorter. I think we're about 24 minutes in, 22 minutes in, something like that, according to my timer. So get out a cab here. I meant to do this in my previous ETS truck video, but I don't think I ever did. I think I was talking about the fact that it's kind of hard for me to drive in third person. Oh, the flags move. That's kind of cool. That's a good effect as I almost run off the road. It is much harder for me to drive third person, and I think it just has to do with the speed. In my Farm Sim stuff, I pretty much drive third person. I know that it allows you guys to see a little bit more of the action and stuff like that. Here, and obviously in Truck Sim, because much of the action, really does take place sort of in the cab of our truck here. But I just cannot drive outside of the cab. If I'm not careful, I just sort of get things all squirrely, and I can wreck, and well, that wouldn't be fun, because then we'd have to call the tow truck out, and they'd probably haul us like 1,000 miles away, and then we'd have to make up all that time, and we'd probably be late and not get paid very much money, and well, you know, all that stuff, all that real world kind of stuff. Of course, if we really did wipe out and wrecked our case tractor and wrecked our truck and trailer and everything, well, we'd probably be an unemployed truck driver and maybe even be subject to maybe a little bit of jail time, especially if we were doing something stupid and being reckless. 20 miles in. So it may be, unless I end up really doing a really poor job backing up, which is always a possibility, this video should end fairly close to being on time. I do try to keep my videos at around 30 minutes, about 30 to 40 minutes. Now, of course, you know, some of these things may change with regards to like some of my flight sim videos and stuff like that. I really haven't decided you know, how I'm going to do some of the longer flights. Now, I don't have the time to do international long-haul flights. I mean, the thing about it is, in SCS, in ATS, ETS2, things are not on a one-to-one scale. You know, even though they've changed the scaling on ATS, it is still not a one-to-one scale, because obviously it would take several hours to drive from San Diego to Phoenix or whatever. So it is scaled down, it is time compressed and everything. Well, in Flight Sim, it's a one-to-one world. So I mean, if you're flying a 747 from Denver to London Heathrow, and if that flight in the real world takes 9.5, 10 hours, then it's going to take 9.5 to 10 hours to do that flight in Flight Sim, unless you accelerate time, and I typically don't do that. So in other words, it's going to take that amount of time. Now, I don't have time typically. You guys already know I'm on a pretty busy schedule as it is, and so you guys know that, you know, I just don't have that time. And so won't be doing a lot of really long hauls, but there are a lot of, you know, will have time to do the occasional, you know, type of flight, 2 hours, you know, like Denver to Dallas, Dallas to New Orleans, Dallas to, you know, something like Miami to St. Martin, etc., stuff like that. And those flights will be, you know, around 2 hours. So I'm not sure, I don't think I will include every minute of the video, every minute of everything that's taking place. So I will sort of time compress and edit and cut some of the stuff out. And obviously, probably most of what you guys are interested in anyway is going to be seeing the, you know, the taking off and the landing, loading the baggage, that eye candy kind of stuff. And of course, we'll do some general aviation. We're going to do some bush flying. We're going to do some pretty cool scenic bush flying in and around Alaska, in and around the Pacific Northwest regions. I've got some really cool scenery that encompasses those areas, and that's going to be all quite cool. And I'm actually looking quite forward to bringing you those videos, trying to tell a story, doing something fun, doing something unique, and just exposing you all to farm sim, or to flight sim. And I tell you what, these trailers are harder than they sort of appear to be, because I tried to get that in there straight shot, and of course backing up is not going to do too well with this. So let me just be quiet and I'll be right back with you. All right, well, we don't have it. We had it for a second. All right, that is crooked as all get out, but I tell you what, there's just no easy way to back these things up. And so we're going to take it like that, and they will sort it out for us. And we're going to come back with episode number 3 on ATS, and we'll do something different. I can't guarantee that my parking is going to be any better than this, but I will definitely give it a try, and we'll do something different and have some fun and all that good stuff. So let me get back out of here and get out of that music. So thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And we're just going to pull our truck out of the way here. Try not to hit that. And just sort of get ourselves set up for next time. And we'll pick up here in Arizona and go someplace different. I don't know where that will be. I doubt it'll be New Mexico, because I don't think New Mexico will be out by then. But in any event, we'll find someplace fun, and I'm just going to park the truck here and go and talk to this guy over here by this Dear John tractor. So thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care now of yourselves. God bless you all, and I'll see you on down the road. Bye-bye.